marked solely for identification as 666R. If you can flip through it and see, then you see the serial number and help refresh it.
Yes.
And you can look at it, have your memory refreshed, and then it's secure.
Okay, on the 10th of July, I received a serial number from the victim, Mr. Phillips. A SIG P226 handgun. There's a serial number of Uncle 748574.
Once you receive that number, did you put that in the police report?
Yes.
Put that on your system?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 12B as in boy. If you can take a moment, look at State's Exhibit 12B, and let me know the serial number that's on State's Exhibit 12B. Look at 612 being the serial number?
Yes, I did.
Well, that is the serial number on the actual gun is the same serial number given to you by Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
After getting the serial number from Mr. Phillips and putting the serial number on the system, did that conclude your involvement in the case at that time?
No, it didn't. Actually, Mr. Phillips had other items that were missing, but like shotgun, stuff like that, that he could not locate the serial numbers on. So the case went inactive.
And the current point in time when you learned of Mr. Phillips' gun being recovered?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, you recall when that date where the gun was recovered?
I think it was September the 9th. Was that? Oh, September the 9th.
Of that same year?
Of that same year.
I have no other questions.
Cross.
Still, go ahead. Whenever you're ready. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. How are you, investigator?
Funny.
Good to see you again. The notes that you brought with you, that you were referring to earlier in your testimony, do you still have them in front of you?
Yeah, they're here.
And did you review those notes and use them to prepare yourself for testimony today?
Basically, yes.
May I look at them, Your Honor? May I approach?
Yes.
Take copies of that.
Sure.
The burglary happens approximately July 10th, 2013. Does that sound approximately correct?
Yes, that ballpark, correct.
Okay, and you don't go out to the house of the Phillips, is that fair to say?
No.
But you receive a call from Miss Phillips or Mr. Phillips?
Mr. Phillips.
Okay. And you get information to try to learn about what you can do to put the gun or the other property on the system, the computer system. It's fair to say.
So, as far as this cases, most people call. They also advise them that if they don't have the serial number at that point in time, they can call the investigator that is handling the case to update with the serial numbers.
And that's what you did.
Yes.
And when you receive the information on State's Exhibit 12B, which you just looked at and compared to what was given to you, you put that information on a computer system. Fair to say?
Yes.
And approximately 2 months later, we're talking about September 9th, 2013, from July 10th, 2013, so about 2 months later, there's a match.
Yes.
On the serial number that is now the gun in 12B. Fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And you had no involvement in that traffic stop either. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I had no involvement in the traffic stop.
And the traffic stop, again, I'm talking about the September 9th, 2013 traffic stop. True.
Well, as far as the traffic stop, the only thing I got from that was information.
Right. But you were not involved in that traffic
No.
stop. Okay. And you did nothing further in this matter.
As far as the gun being recovered, what I did after that was basically call to find out if the prints that the officer said he took from the location, if they came back to get a match.
Okay.
But they didn't have any prints.
Okay. And that's it.
And that's it.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Thank you. Your Honor, thank you. Nothing else.
Any further examination, counsels? Any reason, permanent or temporary excusal, Ms. Hill?
Permanently excused.
All right. That's your seat. I'm going to permanently excuse you, witness. You're free to go about your use of duties and application. This will discuss testimony anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. All right, now call your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Wellington Clark.
All right, stop Wellington Clark, please. Mr. Clark, good morning, sir. Sir, if you would please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, if you'd be so kind to turn, please tip your hand, be sworn as a witness before you sit down. First name, Wellington, Wellington, last name, Clark, C-L-E-R-K-E.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Where are you employed?
The City of Atlanta Police Department.
And how long have you been in the City of Atlanta Police Department?
I guess about 20 years now.
20 years. And what is your current assignment?
Currently, I work with the License and Permit Unit.
Prior to working for licensing division, where were you?
Oh, you want to run down? Or...
Yeah, just give me a quick rundown.
All right,
If you can remember it all.
I went from crime scene to crime prevention. I went over to our VIC unit before I moved over to License and Permit.
Now, are you a post-certified officer?
Yeah.
Or just an employee with
Yes.
APD?
Yeah.
Tell the jurors, what do you do when your time when you were a crime scene tech? When was that period of time?
It's probably, I guess, somewhere between from 2005, I think, all the way up to 2013, somewhere all around that, a little past that.
Tell the jury, what do you do as a crime scene tech? What were your job duties and responsibilities?
As crime scene tech, your primary duty is to process crime scene, collect the evidence, package it, process it, or forward to GBI.
When you were a crime scene tech, did you go out to every crime that was committed in the city of Atlanta or only some?
Only some.
How was a crime scene tech generally called out to a scene?
Usually, well, we worked off what we call detective radio. And most of the specialized units work off detective radio, so whenever something would happen in the zone officer will come on to detective radio and then raise crime scene.
And we're going to talk about generally, when you go to a crime scene, tell us a little bit about what happens once you actually arrive on the crime scene.
Well, usually when you arrive at the crime scene, you start to pretty much visualize what you're looking at, what you have to do, how you're going to process the scene.
And when you say process, what do you mean?
Well, as a crime scene, when you first get to the crime scene, we always say you looked at the crime scene, you take photographs, and you process as is before we start to alter it.
And when you arrive on the scene, do you generally speak with anyone?
Generally speak with the lead officer, the investigator, whoever.
And why is that?
You just want to kind of get a brief idea of, why they call you, what is happening, who has already been in the crime scene.
Do you get any direction from either the responding officer or the investigator as to what they're asking of your services?
Yes.
Now I want to direct your attention to January 25th, 2013. Were you working as a crime scene tech on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to direct your attention to an incident at 2612 Old Hateville Road. Did you have the occasion to respond to that location?
Yes.
And why, do you recall, I know there was some time, why you were asked to respond to that location?
From my report I read, I think it was involving when I was officer.
It was involving the officers?
Yes.
Okay. And what were you asked to do?
Well, I would agree when got to the scene, as usually we process it, whatever evidence was there, whatever subject was at the location, photographed them.
Now, you said when the subject at the scene, when you get on scene, do you know specifically what subjects there are, their names or date of birth, or are you just told to photograph the subject?
Or just the subject, whoever may be, whoever the officer encountered at that moment or whatever that happened, we just consider them subject.
Outside taking pictures of any individuals, did you take any pictures of anything else?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What do you recall taking pictures of?
It was a black firearm that was in, I believe, a yellow bucket.
And anything else?
Not right off.
Okay. I want to show you what's already been admitted as Exhibit 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll first start with Exhibit number 2, and it's going to publish on the screen next to you. Looking at Exhibit number 2, do you recognize Exhibit number 2?
Yes.
And how do you recognize Exhibit number 2?
That's the photograph that I took at the crime scene.
Okay. And now we're going to go next to Exhibit number 3. What is that?
That's what we call a close-up of the firearm.
What's the person taking that close-up picture?
Well, we want to get any make, model, or any alteration, anything of that nature.
I want to show you what's already been admitted. Oh, excuse me. Did you collect that up?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is.
And that's the same one you collected back in January 2013?
Yes.
Now looking at exhibit number 4. You probably take pictures of that view.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And were you directed to take pictures of that particular vehicle?
I want to believe so, yes.
And now looking at what's been made in exhibit number 5.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I've already shown the defense counsel previously, but we'll show it again. I'm going to show you what's been marked as exhibit 6A as an alpha, 7A, 8A, and 9A. Take a moment and look at those pictures. Do you recognize those pictures?
Yes.
How do you recognize them?
Those are photos that I took at the crime scene.
And were you directed to take a picture of those 4 individuals?
Yes.
And was those pictures fairly accurate depict the individual as you took pictures of them on January 25th, 2013?
Yes, ma'am.
You got this honestly by the 10 to 6A, 7A, 8A, and 9A as evidence.
Any objection to 6A, 7A, 8 or 9A? 6 alpha, 7 alpha, 8 alpha, 9 alpha, admitted maybe purposes you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, first, that's exhibit 6A. Do you recall were you ever given the names of the individuals when you took the pictures, or were you just told to take the pictures?
I just took the photograph.
Okay, thank you. And was this one of the photographs you took?
Yes.
All right. Now looking at 7A. Of course, we can 8A. Was this one of the pictures you took?
Yes.
All right. There might be a scrivener's error, so let's look at 8A
Yes.
and then 9A.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. After you took the pictures and collected the evidence, did that occur on the case?
Yes.
At the record.
Cross.
All right. No cross? Okay. All right. May we permanently or temporarily excuse Mr. Clark?
permanently excused.
All right, Mr. Clark, thank you for your patience with us, sir. I'm going to permanently excuse you as a witness. Don't discuss your testimony. But accept the attorneys in this case, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. All right, call your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the state calls Deputy Kandakai, Kandakai.
Deputy Kandakai, sir, if you would please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, you turn and face our interim as a be sworn as a witness before you sit down.
Right, and just want to first just want to give the motion conduct.
Yes.
Have a seat. First last name.
Morris, Morris, last name Kandakai, Kandakai. Sir. Okay, all right.
For the record, what we discussed has been addressed again.
Okay, all right. You may continue at this point.
Thank you. Deputy Kandakai, where do you work?
Fulton County Sheriff's Office, ma'am.
And how long have you been with the Fulton County Sheriff's Department?
A little over 2 years.
Prior to working with the Fulton County Sheriff's Department, where were you employed?
Atlanta Police Department, Roswell Police Department, South Fulton Police Department.
And since some of your time with the Atlanta Police Department, when did you work for the Atlanta Police Department?
I worked for Atlanta Police Department from May 2012 up until October 2015.
And are you post certified?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you post certified when you worked for APD?
Yes, ma'am.
When you worked for APD, the Atlanta Police Department, what did you do?
Well, once I came out of the training academy, I was assigned to Zone 3.
And where is Zone 3?
Zone 3 is in the southeast area of the city of Atlanta.
What are some of the major roadways within Zone 3?
You got Metropolitan, Cleveland Ave, Ralph David Abernathy, Boulevard, Lakewood, just to name a few.
And what were some of your jobs and responsibilities in Zone 3?
As a patrol officer, our primary role and responsibility was answering calls for service. If you had some downtime, you would try to be proactive and, deter crime through traffic stops or addressing 50 suspicious individuals and stuff like that.
And when you're assigned to a zone, do you have a particular beat that you're assigned to?
At first, you're not assigned a particular beat. When I first came to the zone, I was a roustabout. That just means whatever beat needed filling in for that day, I'd be assigned to any beat. But after a while in the zone, I did get assigned to a certain beat, which was 308, the area of Thomasville Heights.
And when I say beat, what is beat?
Beat is just a particular area of responsibility that the officer is responsible for on their shift, answering calls or doing anything that may arise on that area.
Now, as a patrol officer, did you have a partner?
We weren't necessarily assigned partners. Sometimes we were like two to a vehicle if we're short on vehicles or if he was training someone.
Now, if you had to make a stop or arrest anyone, were the officers, as an officer, are you responsible for making a report?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are two of you or multiple individuals involved in a stop, how do you determine who's going to write the police report? How do you determine who's going to write the police report?
Usually one of us just take it. Someone usually writes a report, another person's writing out tickets, or one person's scoring out the warrants. We share the responsibility.
And if you're on the scene and you're not the person writing the report, do you give your input as to what else may have happened on the scene to include in the report?
Yes.
I want to direct your attention to July 15, 2015. Were you a patrol officer within Zone 3 of the Atlanta Police Department?
I was actually crime suppression officer at that time.
Okay. Tell me what's the distinction?
Well, the crime suppression unit, we're not assigned, our responsibility isn't necessarily answering 911 calls. We mainly focus on addressing street level crime, deterrent through traffic stops, undercover work, and things of that nature.
While serving in that capacity in July 15, 2015, did you have the occasional encounter on Honda Civic? If you can recall, approximately what time of the day was it?
I would say it was roughly in the evening, probably around 7 p.m.-ish.
And where did you encounter this vehicle?
The traffic stop was conducted at Springside Drive and Macon Drive.
And in relation to any of the thoroughfares that we talked about earlier, specifically Cleveland Avenue, how far is that location from Cleveland Avenue?
So that intersection of Macon and Springside, it's about a quarter mile south from the intersection of Macon and Cleveland.
And is that location in Fulton County?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you first encounter that vehicle?
Well, we encountered that vehicle because of the traffic violation.
What was the traffic violation?
It failed to stop at the stop sign at Springside Drive in Macon.
And where were you? Were you in a patrol car?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you with anyone else?
Yes, I was with Officer Redemption.
Where was the patrol car in relation to so that you could observe this traffic violation?
We were behind the vehicle.
And were you in a fully marked vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say fully marked, what does fully marked mean?
It's visibly displays the agency. It has light bars. It has working sirens.
If you can recall, who was driving that day?
The marked patrol vehicle, Officer Redemption was driving.
What happened once you saw the traffic infraction?
We stopped the vehicle for the infraction.
And what happened next?
Once we got the vehicle stopped, myself and Officer Desmond, we exited our patrol vehicle to address the traffic infraction with the driver.
And did you make it to the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened upon you making it to the vehicle?
Upon making it to the vehicle, I noticed a strong odor of marijuana while walking to the vehicle.
And how did you notice the smell of marijuana?
I smelled the odor of marijuana.
How did you know this? It was the smell of marijuana.
I was exposed to controlled burn in Atlanta Police Academy.
When you approached the car, do you recall if you were on the driver's side or the passenger side?
I was on the passenger side.
And where was Officer Ledesma?
Approached the driver's side.
What happened once you approached the vehicle?
Once I observed the odor of marijuana, I told Officer Ledesma about that, and then he addressed it with the driver.
Who was the driver of the vehicle?
The driver was Mr. Trontavious Stevens.
Were there other individuals in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was there someone in the passenger seat?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was in the passenger seat?
Female Miss Marquisha, please. Forgive me if I misspelled her or mispronounced her name.
Okay. And do you know how to spell Marquisha?
I'll have to look at the report if you have one. Yes, ma'am. This is an Atlanta police report. Yes, ma'am. If I can find it on her.
I'm direct you to page 4. In the second paragraph, second line of the file.
All right. Located it.
You can spell it right.
That's going to be Marquesia. First name of Marquesia. Last name is Please. Pleas.
It says you come on passenger seat. Was there anyone else in the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was, how many of you were in the vehicle?
It was one other person besides the driver and passenger.
And where was that person seated?
That person was sitting directly behind the passenger.
And what was that? Were you able to identify who that person was?
Yes, ma'am. That person was Mr. Shannon Stillwell Jackson.
Look at the other boy. Look at that there.
Were able to identify the people in the car. What happened next?
Due to the odor of marijuana, we removed all occupants from the vehicle and began a probable cause search.
Did you find anything on how to do a probable cause search?
Yes, ma'am. We recovered marijuana, a firearm, digital scale, and money.
And we're going to first talk about the marijuana. Where was the marijuana?
The marijuana was located underneath the passenger seat.
And what about the digital scale?
It was underneath the passenger seat.
And what about the firearm?
It was underneath the passenger seat.
And
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
where was the money located?
Underneath the passenger seat as well.
Was there anything else found in the vehicle?
Can I refer to the report?
He's read to report.
I did mention the digital scale, correct?
Yes, you did.
I believe some of the contents was inside a tan bag as well.
Were there any prescribed pills found in it?
Yes, there were.
Who were the pills? What type of prescribed pills were there?
I believe serial number was scratched off and altered.
Ooh, chop shop. What y'all call it? Chop shop.
Once you found the marijuana, the scale, and the firearm, what happened next?
We took the occupants into custody.
Let me ask you this: did anyone claim any of the items found in the vehicle? Any of the drugs or the marijuana or the firearm out of the vehicle?
On the scene, no.
And to on the scene, no. Tell me about that.
While on the scene, no one claimed ownership of the items.
Did someone claim it later? Try to claim it later on.
Yes, once paperwork was done and completed, someone did try to claim it.
Okay. And who was that?
The driver, Mr. Trontavia Stevens, attempted to claim it in the hopes of releasing his girlfriend.
Did he say that? Or
I'll sustain this to form rephrase if you like.
did you have any conversation with Mr. Stevens as to why he wants to claim it?
Well, I don't want to say. Well, he stated, but not for verbatim. Officer, you can let my girl go. You know it's not hers. I'll take ownership of it. Not verbatim, though, but something similar.
Now, so that you ended up arresting everyone initially. Okay. When did you have that conversation with Mr. Stevens?
That was after warrants were signed and paperwork was completed.
Was that still on the scene or back or somewhere
That
else?
was at the precinct at that point.
As it related to this pleas, what did you take out warrants for?
She was charged with possession of a firearm, with during commission of a felony, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. I believe that may have been all.
As with Mr. Stevens, what was he charged with?
He was charged with a similar marijuana charge and the firearm charge, as well as possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and traffic infraction as well, the stop sign. And he didn't have his license on his person as well.
And it analyzed Mr. Jackson. What was Jackson charged with?
He was charged with the possession of marijuana charge, possession of firearm, also with possession of firearm by a convicted felon as well.
Now, as it relates to the firearm, were there any notifications made to any of the agencies that relates to the firearm?
My sergeant at the time, Sergeant Medina, advised he was going to notify the ATF alcohol, tobacco, and firearm in reference to the firearm because it was, like the serial number was scratched off.
Did you collect those items? I'm going to show you what the Mark 56G, 57G, and 58G. Some of you recognize those items.
Am I able to?
Yeah.
First one was 58G, I believe. Two glass jars that was recovered inside the vehicle.
What they were doing, cooking in there.
The marijuana recovered from within the vehicle. 57G is the tan cloth bag that the marijuana and some of the items was inside that was recovered underneath the passenger seat of the vehicle as well.
And those reasons appear to be exhibits that you collected the past.
Yes, ma'am.
This house is like 76 exhibit 56, G, 57, G, and 58G as evidence.
Any objection? No objection. Anybody else? All right, no objection. 56G, 57G, 58G are admitted. Publishes you see good.
Thank you, Your Honor. At first, when looking at 56G, is this an individual package you saw?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they all inside this bag?
Yes, ma'am.
And the money that was found, how much money was it?
It was $19 in cash and different denominations.
And was that down in this bag as well?
I believe so.
And the firearm, did you collect the firearm as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And you put that firearm in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
By chance, did you name one where that firearm was?
No.
After collecting this evidence, taking out the arrest warrant, did that conclude your involvement in this case on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when talking to you specifically about the zone 3 or Cleveland Avenue area, while you were on patrol around that area as a patrol officer or a crime suppression unit officer, were you aware of any gang activity in that community?
Yeah, we were, we learned about general gang activity or gangs that may be operating in that area, but as far as being a gang investigator specifically targeting gangs or individuals, that wasn't me.
That wasn't what you were aware of the gang activity?
We were of some gangs that may have been operating in that area.
Sure. And specifically, what gangs were you aware they were operating in that area?
Basis. I'm over objection. I'm over grounds.
Thank you. What gangs were you aware of?
I mean, a roll call training we briefed that Cleveland Avenue area may be occupied by Bloods, YSL, Rock Crew, just to name a few.
About to tear him up. About to get him.
Go ahead whenever you're ready, sir. How you doing, sir? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. All right. As you know, I represent Shannon Stillwell. Okay. Yes, sir. All right. First of all, I just want to ask, during this encounter, during this police stop, was Shannon Stillwell cooperative? Was he a gentleman? I didn't have any issues with him. Thank you. Now, the marijuana, the items that were found in the car, I want to talk to you a little bit. I'm not going to say tomorrow. I have a lunch. There's an extra one up here if you want it. I'm talking about pills, that were in a pill bottle, correct?
Yes.
Prescribed to Marquisha, please.
Yes.
And Marquisha, please, you learned was the girlfriend of Trontavia Stevens.
Yes.
Okay. And the pills that were prescribed to Marquisha, please, were in this brown sack, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Also in this brown sack was the marijuana in the glass jars, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the money was also in this brown sack, correct?
Yes.
All under the front passenger seat.
Passenger seat.
Gotcha. Under the passenger seat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now the firearm, do you recall, and I understand this is, I'm talking about 8 years ago. Did you recall that the firearm was in this bag or not?
I can't recall if it was in the bag, but I know it was underneath the seat as well.
Okay, it was underneath the seat. You're not sure if it was the same bag as the pills that were prescribed to Trontavia Stevens' girlfriend.
No.
Uh-oh.
Was the firearm, were the glass jars, or the firearm, were they ever processed for, to your knowledge, for fingerprints or DNA or anything like that?
To my knowledge, I'm not aware. Once we place it on property, the property officers, they handle that.
Okay.
Get him. Put him back on there. We need to help. Oh, wait, God, I'm sorry.
Officer Ledesma, say you consulted with each other?
Yes.
Okay, and you made the decision to charge all 3 individuals in the car with the gun and the drugs?
Yes.
Okay, and to be clear, the car, the Civic, it was a Civic, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay, the Civic would belong to Miss Marquisha, please.
Yes, she was a registered owner.
Okay, and her boyfriend, Trontavia Stevens, was driving.
Yes.
And my client, Jim Still, was in the backseat.
Yes.
Okay. Regarding Mr. Stevens, you recognized him from a previous incident a couple weeks before this incident, correct?
Yes.
In that incident, you were serving backup to Officer Law and Officer Collins in their arrest, correct?
Yes.
And that arrest was of Trontavia Stevens.
Yes, I believe so.
For drug charges.
I believe so.
Okay. And Trontavia Stevens, in this case, after you made those charging decisions to charge all 3 individuals with both the gun and the drugs, he claimed the items.
You made it.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guy.
Search of the car, you took part in the search of the car?
Yes.
Okay, in the search of the car, did you note any gang-related paraphernalia or anything inside the car?
No, I didn't document any gang paraphernalia.
Okay, and in your charging decisions that you and Officer Desma made, did you charge any of the individuals in the car with violation of the Gang Act, the Georgia Gang Act?
No.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Any further cross counsels? Anyone? Any redirect?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you see Mr. Shan Stillwell in court today? You can identify him by Arco Coding. You identify him by Arco Coding here.
It's going to be the gentleman wearing the brown or
brown blazer with the black turtleneck in the far back. That's the corner of the courtroom.
So I see that the record reflects that. I did not listen to Were you ever able to run it to determine if it was stolen or not?
I was not able to see it. Number was scratched off.
Oh, okay.
And would it have been a general practice to run it if the serial number was not up and running?
Have you a lot of copies?
Where you found the drug, you said it was in the passenger seat.
That's right, yeah.
Was it close to the front passenger, the back passenger, the
We
middle,
might
or
have.
do you remember? And where Mr. Stillwell was sitting, where was he sitting at inside of the car?
Directly behind the passenger seat.
In his position, could he have access to where you found the drugs?
Yes.
God, I should have told you bring me some chips.
And when you spoke to Mr. Stevens about the claiming, this was after the fact.
Yes. Anything further? Just so we're correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the location where ultimately the stop took place was at Trontavia Stevens' grandmother's house, correct? Well, the violation occurred at Macon and Springside, but the final stop of the vehicle was at his grandmother's house. And how far was that from the spot of the violation? It could have been 4 or 5 houses down from it. Anything further? I heard you a little while ago. You identified Shannon Stillwell in court. You don't see Trontavia Stevens, do you? No, sir. Okay. How much was recovered from the car? 30 bucks? Yes. That was in the same bag, right? The marijuana and the pills prescribed to us, please? Yes, I believe so. And the marijuana was what, like a misdemeanor amount of marijuana, is that right? No, with the way it was baggaged, the money and the scale, it was felony amount of marijuana. The amount, the weight was how much? Approximately 16 grams. But due to it being bagged in individual plastic baggies, the digital scale, the currency that was consistent with intent to distribute. Right. Which made it a felony. Yeah, that was my question. My question was the amount of marijuana was 16 grams? Yes. It's less than an ounce, right? It's less than an ounce, yes. Okay, gotcha. Less than an ounce of marijuana is a misdemeanor amount of marijuana.
Yeah.
To try itself, yes. Okay, gotcha. And what did you talk about? Did you say went to your consideration was 19 bucks? Yes. Okay. I heard you say something earlier at the beginning. This stop came about as a result of traffic violation, right? Yes. You weren't called to the scene saying that anybody was doing anything, right? No. You weren't called to the scene because you suspected anybody was about to engage in any sort of racketeering activity or anything like that, did you?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection. All right. You stopped the car because you were patrolling, and lo and behold, it's a red light violation, and bam, that gave you authority to stop the car. Stop sign violation. Stop sign, red line, stop sign. Okay, traffic infraction is what you're referring to. Yes, sir. Okay, got you. And then we go from there to, I think you said, smell marijuana? Yes, sir. And search the car, you find the stuff, and everyone gets arrested. Right? Yes, sir. And then later on, Stevens tells you something effective, you don't remember exactly. You can let my girlfriend go. You know it ain't hers. It's my stuff. She said something like that, right? To that effect, yes. Well, threatened to go to jail, all right?
What?
And once the paperwork's done, they go to jail. Well, he had an opportunity to tell me that at the beginning. Yeah, he did at some point, right? After the fact that the warrants were signed and judges were notified and we were en route to the jail. Right. So regardless of what you found out after that, paperwork's done, you go to jail. At that point, your decision was made, yes, sir. All right,
Wow.
Anybody else? Anything further from the state?
The $18, it was not found in the wallet, or it was found in the bag next to marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
And underneath the seat of the car in marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Anything further? All right. May we permanently or temporarily excuse Officer Kandikai? All right, Officer Kandikai, thank you for your patience with us. I'm going to permanently excuse you as a witness. Don't discuss your testimony anybody said the attorneys in this case, okay? Yes, sir. All right, thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost a noontime hour. How about some lunch? How about a stretch break and some lunch? Okay, all right.
Okay, we gonna skip it.
And when coming back for 1 o'clock, go ahead and get started at that point in time. We'll see where the afternoon leads us to that point. Remember,
All right, y'all better calm down now.
that the court is giving you, you're still by them. If you should decide to step outside your headquarters, leave your notepads in the basket.
This second hair gonna be good. The judge sleeping. Ooh. Look at your judge so exhausted. Ooh. He is exhausted, honey. Better go to sleep on time.
so first of all, 61. What's the situation?
Sure, there's 6 suspected pills of alprazolam, which goes by the common name of Xanax.
And looking at 62H.
And that is a single suspected pill of ecstasy.
Don't even in that girl.
And lastly, looking at 63H.
And that is the suspected MDMA powder, which totaled at 47.7 grams with the ecstasy fluid.
And now looking at 64H.
And that is a 9mm Taurus handgun, which at the time had 10 cartridges in the magazine and 1 in the chamber.
And where was the gun found?
Underneath the driver's seat.
Mm-mm.
Now, after collecting the evidence, and taking it down to AP property, did that include your mom and anything?
After transport and obtaining the warrants in the report, yes.
Okay. And you just mentioned something. You said it was 10 cartridges. One was in the chamber. What's that?
Sure, it means that in the magazine, which is inserted into the well of the weapon, there were 10 cartridges or otherwise it was rounds, and then there was an additional round that was in the chamber of the weapon, meaning that if the trigger was pulled, it would fire.
Thank you.
All right now. Y'all see when we was talking about cameras in the courtroom. You see how they keep the camera on Young Thug? They just keeps it on.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Huddle. All right, so you just explained explained to us that you were a member of the FIT team, correct?
That is
During
correct.
2017. And it would be fair to say that one of the differences between the FIT team and a regular street patrol team is to target high-level crimes.
That is correct.
Okay. And during this time period, you were following the trend of robberies. That's fair.
That is correct.
Okay. And when you saw this vehicle, you did not suspect this vehicle as being a participant in any type of robbery, correct?
No, that is correct.
You saw car window tints, and that is the sole reason you pulled this car over. That's your testimony, right?
That is correct. Okay.
And you explained that you had several FIT members with you, correct?
Correct.
You plus 4 more.
I think it was myself, Owen, and yes, myself and Owen.
Correct. And the FIT team, you were in 2 separate vehicles that day, correct?
That is correct.
And you saw this vehicle, you pulled this vehicle over, and all of the FIT team approached the vehicle, correct?
That is correct.
Now, it is general practice for the FIT team to all get out of the vehicles and approach a vehicle at the same time, right?
It is.
All right, so it wasn't just a window tint. That wasn't the reason that all of the FIT team approached the vehicle. You always all approach the vehicle, generally speaking, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you had the vehicle surrounded, 3 officers on one side, 2 officers on the other, correct?
Correct.
And Officer Owens actually went to the driver's side where Mr. Nichols was sitting, right?
Correct. That was next to him.
Okay. All right. So Officer Owens, from your understanding, asked Mr. Nichols to roll down his windows.
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Nichols said, "Hey, I can't roll down the windows," and opened the door to comply.
Correct. Right.
And then Mr. Nichols was asked for identification.
Correct.
He explained that he didn't have any.
Correct.
Up until this point, Mr. Nichols was being cooperative with you, fair?
He was.
Now, inside the vehicle, you listed some passengers, 3 black males,
Including the driver.
including the driver, 1 black female,
Correct.
and a child.
Correct.
Oh, the child was in the car with that. Jesus.
So at this point, after Mr. Nichols explains that he does not have his identification, he's detained.
Correct.
He's taken back to the patrol car,
Yes.
right? And you're with him in the patrol car.
Yes.
All right, so Officer Owen spoke to Nichols, but you took Mr. Nichols to the patrol car, correct?
Correct.
All right, and you asked Mr. Nichols for his identifying information, correct?
Yes.
And he gave it to you.
He did.
He gave you his real name, correct?
Yes.
Now, while you were in the car, there was another officer with you, Officer Chisholm.
Correct.
Is that correct? And Officer Chisholm, from your understanding, separated the female passenger from her child and the other occupants in the car, correct?
She asked you to step up.
Yes, and she had a private conversation,
Yes.
one that you weren't privy to.
That is correct.
Okay, let me ask you about that. Body cameras, there was body footage of this traffic stop, right?
Yes.
Okay, and body footage lasts for 5 years,
Depending on the case, yes.
depending on the case. But in this case, the body camera footage was supposed to be retained for 5 years, correct?
Correct.
Correct. So in this case, was originally indicted May 9th of 2022. And remember, this incident happened July 3rd of 17. That was within the 5 years.
Correct.
Did you receive any type of notification or instruction from the government to say, hey, retain this body camera footage?
I did not.
Do you know if any other members of the FIT team, this is just to your knowledge, do you know if they were told, hey, retain this footage?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, so the car was searched.
Yes.
And you have testified that you found some pills, correct?
Yes.
Pills, and that you found 2 baggies of some type of solid substance.
Correct.
And you have testified suspected substance because you don't know, right? You're not the GBI.
Correct.
You didn't test these things.
No.
All right, now, several individuals were arrested, right? All of the adult passengers.
Correct.
All right, let's talk about that a little bit. Miss Pierre, she was the registered owner of the car, correct? And Miss Pierre was arrested that day for the suspected 2 baggies, right?
Correct.
All right, so she was arrested for trafficking with that. She was also arrested for pills. And she was also arrested of a drug-related object.
That is correct.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Norman Harris, he was arrested, correct? All right, and Mr. Harris, he was arrested for the pills, right?
He was.
And he was arrested for trafficking in illegal drugs, correct?
He was.
All right. And Mr. Harris was later, from your understanding, was later indicted for the firearm, but you did not arrest him for possession of a firearm, correct?
From the information that I've gotten, that's correct.
All right, and so that was not your decision to arrest Mr. Harris for the firearm, correct?
Correct.
All right, so that would have had to be the prosecution. You had nothing to do with that.
That was not my charges.
All right. And Brandon Warren, he was arrested.
He was.
Let's talk about that briefly. Mr. Warren was arrested for trafficking.
He was.
So that's the 2 baggies, right? And Mr. Norman was arrested for the suspected pills.
He was.
All right. And Mr. Norman was also arrested for the drugs in a different container, correct?
You said Mr. Norman that time.
Mr. Warren.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Warren was also arrested for possession of a firearm.
He was.
Okay. And then Mr. Nichols was arrested.
He was.
Okay. Now, officer,
Where the baby went?
let me ask you this. You did not arrest Mr. Nichols for anything gang-related, correct?
I did not.
You did not. And you did not arrest any of the individuals in this vehicle with any gang charges, right?
I did not.
Okay. And you wrote a report in this case.
I did.
And you're trained to write reports.
That's correct.
And you're trained that if you need to supplement a report, that you can supplement a report, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And you're trained on how to write an affidavit for a warrant, correct? And you are trained to how to write a citation, correct? All right. So in this case, you wrote pretty much the list that I just gave you, right?
That's correct.
All right. And any of the reports or any of the lists that I just gave you, you did not report anything in reference to any type of gang activity with this traffic stop, correct? All right. And you didn't report anything in reference to any type of gang activity in reference to what you seized, correct? All right. So gang just wasn't mentioned, correct? All right.
Not in that one.
All right, just a few more questions. You're aware that Norman Harris pled guilty to possession of a firearm and the drugs, correct?
I was not aware, no.
You were not aware of that. Okay. Ms. Pierre, you testified that she was the owner of the car. I want to make sure that I have that correct, right?
That is correct.
And you're aware that Ms. Pierre pled to the alleged drugs found in the vehicle?
I was not aware.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions. Thank you. So location of Donnelly is Cameron County, and as relates to the body, were you ever asked to look for the body?
I was.
Okay. And did it come point in time years ago was that body being produced?
I myself was not asked until recently.
Okay. So you weren't asked to go locate the body again?
Correct.
And what is the policy as it relates to body cam footage for a traffic stop such as this looking at a police department?
Sure. A traffic stop or any of the rest, the body camera footage has a retention period of 5 years.
And let me ask this, as a pit officer, do you generally take out any more of that size of it?
But it's assigned to no unit.
And why is it?
Because typically officers and investigators assigned to the gang unit have a better understanding of gangs. Myself in that position in my career, like any other patrol officers, we don't generally have that much knowledge when it comes to the gang. Officers have the option to take outside training. They can go and get more information about gangs. At that stage of my career, that's not where I was. Since that I've gained that at that time stop, I do not have that knowledge.
And that was downtown, it was different. You didn't want to take out games.
That is correct.
I have no further questions.
Thank you for this one.
Yes.
You did real good, young lady. See how you gonna do.
Oh, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna I don't know if it's my turn to question. This answer you're referring to is it right here?
2017.
All right. I'm gonna show you DH1. What year is this SOP? What year is that?
Effective date is August 13th of 2020.
So this is after this stop right here. Was this after the stop? Was that after the stop?
Yes. That's correct.
Any no any.
The attorneys in this case, okay? Yes, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
Not you going shit like you did. That's free toes.
Right, I just want to show this. This is what
Would you like me to recess in place?
sure.
Okay.
Love the recess. Wanna go call that woman. Hand me my change back that I needed. Hand me my little change back. You do 2 bags of Dr. Frito and 2 bags of barbecue chips. So I can take it to work. When you fry the other pork chop. Mm-hmm. You could have left the light on, Keith.
Check the IDs. What happened?
Then walked back and took my flashlight and peered inside of the gray vehicle and got a big K9 who was already en route as to how long it would take them to get out there to continue my investigation, which I initially aimed for the gray Chevy vehicle.
And why did you do that?
Because that's a normal practice. Whenever I have like a suspicion of some type of drug investigation, I have them come out to assist as well as another resource in identifying and locating where possible drugs may be in that crime scene.
As you waited for the K9 to come, did you ever locate a key for the gray vehicle?
So upon that initial search where I noticed the shake, there was the center console. I lifted up the center console and located blunt spray and what appeared to be a Chevy key. The blunt spray is, I think, significant because I began
In your knowledge and experience, why is blunt spray significant?
Objection. Lay some more foundation. Blunt spray. I'm sorry. My bad.
And in your investigation, have you heard of blunt spray?
Yes.
Okay. And in your experience as an officer, what does blunt spray do?
It's a fragrance used to mask the odor of marijuana, hence, or any other type of scent that may be overpowering your vehicle.
Okay. And as you're investigating, you found blunt spray.
Yes. All right.
What else?
I located the key for the Chevy, and that was all.
Where was that key located?
It was inside the center console of that Toyota Solara.
And was that center console was door open or closed?
I believe it was closed, not open.
No, we done.
Once you saw the key, what did you do?
I stepped away from the vehicle. I believe I asked the individuals if the key belonged to them. I believe so. All this happened around the same time.
And you want to take ownership of that key?
No.
your birthday? Did you ask any? Did you speak with any of the individuals out there?
Miranda is the owner of the vehicle.
Your Honor, this is not testimony or the conversation.
This was one.
Go ahead.
Miranda is Miss Jessica Lindley, who's the owner of the white Toyota Solara. She didn't wait to write the counsel, meaning she didn't want a lawyer. She spoke with me and she agreed to speak with me at that time. I then asked her, where the keys came from. She stated that she did not know where the keys came from. She doesn't know how the keys got into her vehicle. She advised that she was looking at her cell phone when we arrived and did not notice when anybody would have placed that key in her vehicle. And
What?
she did not notice when anybody.
I'm going to rule the objection. We've already, I know the continued objection. We've already dealt with this issue.
She also mentioned that she doesn't know who would have used that key fob to the shed
Sorry about that.
next to their vehicle.
But no one claimed ownership to that key at that point in time.
No, ma'am.
Did the K9 ever arrive?
Mhm.
Okay. What happened once the K9 came?
I believe Officer Cornelius, I gave him a rundown of what happened, or I asked him, did he have the general gist of what we already knew what was going on? He then deployed his K9 and allowed his K9 to conduct an investigation around the general area before being led to the gray Chevrolet, and the dog began to nibble at the door handle.
It's the good part, y'all.
Which at that point he notified me that the dog had alerted on him.
What happened after the K9 came out?
Officer Cornelius conducted an investigation and advised me that the dog alerted.
Did you get a search warrant?
I did.
Okay. When did you get a search warrant?
Immediately, within a few minutes after, finding out that these people were narcotics in the vehicle.
Once you got the search warrant, did you come in?
I did.
You searched the vehicle.
I did.
What is anything that you find?
Approximately 17 grams of marijuana, baggies, which are consistent with or indicative of the crime.
Officer.
And baggies which are indicative of the crime of possession with intent to distribute, as well as a digital scale, I believe, and 3 firearms were located throughout the vehicle.
And let me ask you this. The video, the Instagram video, did you download that video?
I did.
Okay. As well as this incident in its entirety, was it recorded via body cam video?
It was.
And was the entire incident recorded on body cam?
All right, y'all, we looking at Young Thug.
The first part as well as the part.
Young Thug, that's right.
As well as the search of the vehicle.
And you had an opportunity to review both the Instagram video as well as the body cam footage for the second. Y'all push this one. I'm showing what's the market spaces in the 68I. Do you recognize it in the 68I? How do you recognize it?
It was the evidence shown to me to verify that it was true, accurate depiction of the events that occurred on that day.
And the 68I include the Instagram video as well as the body cam.
Yes, ma'am.
And does it appear in addition or deletion of the video?
No, ma'am.
This time I feel like the 68I is the evidence.
Any additional objections, madam?
This testimony.
Yeah, you have it, otherwise told me already.
The video itself has not no foundation is laid for the video itself. And I was
What you're supposed to say,
response.
It is authenticated because of him viewing it and stuff like the picture. He can view the individual in the video and believe it to be that person in the video. It is authenticated. We don't have to bring in the person who posted the video.
Oh, now, okay. What else? All right. Let's start with you. Your anger is okay.
That must be her client. They talking about now, y'all. Who's in that car? I like how they whispering, and only people can hear is them and the inmates. That's very interesting. Y'all, I can't believe the one with the car. The cops pulled them over. The mama and the daddy and the little baby in the car. The mama, they locked the mama, daddy, and took the baby somewhere else.
Yes, she may continue now.
Yes, ma'am. That video that you watched, that appeared to be that same clip that you saw prior to going over to the 26 Close lab. The Instagram video is what that exhibit.
Yes.
So that appeared to be the video clip that you saw that led you to 26 Close.
Yes.
And is that the same video that you downloaded and then gave to us?
Yes.
At this time, say like
Has it been changed or altered in any way from the time period that you downloaded it to today, sir? No, yeah. All right.
at this time, say like
Any further objection, Ms. Foreman?
continuing objection.
I'll mark a continued objection and admit over your objection. You may. How long is it going to take?
Yes, it's probably about a total 35.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a little comfort break. Let's
Ugh.
stretch. And let's take 10 minutes. We'll come back and we'll play the exhibit.
There they go. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, let's get it. It almost finished, y'all. I want this the part I want to say. Hold on. Right here. Right here. This it. Right here. This when it get good. This is almost at it's at the end. So this the best part right here.
Y'all want to ask for it? What street are we looking at?
We're facing Cleveland Avenue is running to the left and to the right. Directly across the street is Steel Avenue.
Oh, I know what they talking about. Cleveland Avenue is still. Even though it's not Steel Avenue, it's Metropolitan.
No, so the sound started in 2 minutes. Fellas, what's going on? We got the weed over here. Nobody? Yeah, it's coming from right here. I ain't crazy. You don't smoke no weed? How about you, man? But it's coming from right here.
But they can smoke weed though now.
I'm going to tell you, man. Step up. Step up. Step up, because this whole area smells like weed, so we're going to detain all y'all.
I mean, they can smoke.
That's fine. We'll get to that. I'm not locking you up. Listen to me. I'm detaining you. So detaining me. Objection to your objection now?
Well, just
We haven't all this taken up already?
further hearsay objection.
Objection. Okay. So you're not going to jail. You're not under arrest right now.
Well, tell him what the chain means.
Alright. Hold him tight. We have anything in the vehicle I need to know about? You mind stepping out of the vehicle? How about you, Miss Lady? Is your car? Sorry, car.
It's in the car. It's in the car. It's That's it.
It's a blood right here on the ground. It's a shake all in this car. And one of the cars over here.
I didn't know it was against the law to smoke weed in your sitting outside in your car. Oh. Mm.
Hey, Corn, whoever that was, answer that. What's your ETA? Yeah. We should be out there in about 10 minutes. I copy.
Don't go to jail and get right back out.
Yeah. Well, I got 3. It's another group of guys, about 4 more guys that's down in handcuffs standing out around here. So they locked the door on the car.
Somebody must call the police on them.
Y'all got ID on y'all? Can I take it? Nah, yeah, hang tight right here. You ain't got an ID? You got an ID? Come on. Wanna go over here with me?
They about the wagon over there.
You got a license? You ever had one? From what? From prison? Okay. Spell it for me. Last name. Nichhols. First name. Quumarious. What's your birthday?
Excuse me, y'all. We're pro.
New issue around or anything?
Oh Lord.
What you said? My address is 767 That's what you said now? That's why I'm not. So we told you why we would detain you. It's my name. I said okay. I ain't say you were lying to me. Yeah. I was just. Why you say you were here? You got it.
Oh, they checking everybody out there. Oh, they checking everybody. They never went out there messing with them kids. Oh, she got a warrant.
So I don't know. That's why I was trying to get you guys to roll. Yeah, we didn't see anybody running. All I saw was a couple of guys walking this way, but I don't think they came from here. They came from the gas station. That's what we were seeing. I don't know where this sunset. Yeah. About this whole game, man. See what we got a little bit of weed right now, but that was it right now. It's shaking their car. So I'm just saying, just like they want to come in. Shut it. They're walking. Oh, that one? Yes, yeah. Yeah, he said he'd be here in 10 minutes, so.
Who said they'll be here in 10 minutes?
Gentlemen, y'all got ID? You got here, you ready? How old are you? How? You got ID? Never had ID? Okay, come on.
Yeah, they got their ID. Live in the state anyway. Got their ID.
What's your name, son? Last name. Spell it. A-R-N-O-L-D. First name. Spell it. Q-U-A-Y. Y. T-E-Z. January 29th. Okay.
This is a lot of information.
What? Where you stay at?
49 Road.
You said you had ID before?
Yes.
Are you sure that's your name?
Yes.
Arnold.
A-R-N-O-L-D.
First name?
Quaytez.
Spell it.
Q-U-A-Y-T-E-Z.
And date of birth is.
January 29th, 2001.
I ain't coming back, man. You was out of Georgia?
It was in Georgia. Honestly, tell me the truth.
How long ago was that?
It probably like when this summer, probably like I had got it like when I was 16.
Was it ID or was it a license?
Like you know when you go to like when 7 you try to get a job, you try to get something like that.
So you went to the DMV and
Yeah.
got an actual
Yeah.
ID? Okay. Alright, just hang tight.
Yeah, he's Baker, but they want me. I guess she wants to go there, but
Yeah.
Might have a fake ID.
Appreciate it. Alright, now they get out something else. Y'all got the rundown? Okay.
Trying to keep the boys out the neighborhood.
Yeah. The blunt and all the blunt, the actual blunts that they broke down right there is proof that we ain't crazy. I know I ain't crazy, man. I smell weed. And everybody holler, oh, I don't smoke. Okay, somebody do.
Maybe I got it wrong. I thought y'all could smoke weed in the public.
Exactly. She's winning. You don't like women? You get gifts.
no, I just like what she said.
Oh, okay.
I'm a insecure kind of person.
So you decorate.
Okay. Cool. Chocolates and everything. I like flowers because they don't get ruined.
Yes.
Who they waiting on?
Y'all in zone 3? What's on y'all? Y'all in 3. Y'all in 4.
Well, I see you tipping toes.
Yep.
One of them guys, y'all, they're sitting in the courtroom with the little lady with the long black hair. He got locked up. He one of them boys out there.
In the front over here on this side. safety's right here. Is it on? No, it's on red, so that's you. No, oh, thanks. Yeah, you don't want that. I got you. Just put it on just in case. Yeah, get you some too, man. What? Yeah. Do me a favor and check that on yeah, Verizon. You don't got a birthday though. I mean, either way, whichever one you want to do it, I'll get it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yes.
Between the time you saw the idea of the time over to
Approximately 20 minutes.
so after the search, what was found?
After the search, we recovered 17 grams of marijuana, mosquito, plastic bag, some sandwich box, bag with a sandwich box with smaller plastic bags inside of it, as well as 3 firearms located throughout the vehicle.
And with the 3 firearms that you found located throughout the vehicle, did you run those firearms?
Yes, ma'am.
And one of them had a friend.
I believe 2 came back stolen, and 1 we had no indications of stolen.
Y'all see how they keep the camera on Young Thug? I don't think they should do that. I think the courtroom, it should be on everybody. We need to be looking at everybody's expression.
I'm going to show you what's the market case exhibit 85R. First one is exhibit 85R.
It appears to be a official police report completed by me through the Atlanta Police Department.
But as we had exhibit 85R, I would like to really ask to how many guns were located.
Yes, ma'am. It showed that 2 of the firearms, the Glock and the Smith & Wesson, to be stolen.
Where was the last one?
Stand by. I need to refresh my recollection. The Glock was stolen out of Atlanta Police Department. It's stolen out of Clayton County.
And you select all the items that were found inside.
That's the question again. What do you mean?
Did you collect those items?
Yeah, it was a group effort. Yeah, okay.
Okay, question. Were those items collected?
They were.
And were those items subsequently transported to APD?
They were.
What's the guards? Specifically? Were they found with rounds inside?
Yes.
How were the guns found?
I believe the firearms were loaded. I'm not sure with the capacity of each firearm.
Did you put the gun inside of your report?
I believe so.
We're looking at the report of arrest.
Yes.
you went
Okay.
ahead and showed the defense counsel and previously marked as state exhibit number 71I. Do you recognize 71I? And how do you recognize 71I?
The bag is a properly concealed bag for us to turn in evidence. Inside of the bag is what appears to be the marijuana collected from the vehicle, as well as the blunt that was collected from the ground during the incident.
Now, I want you to take a moment to look at state exhibit 7I.
Inside is the red Xfinity bag that was collected from the vehicle. Inside the red Xfinity bag is the one of the bags containing possible marijuana that we recovered, as well as the sandwich bags with extra bags inside of it. Another sandwich bag, digital scale, as well as a third box of sandwich bag.
And these items, the 3 boxes of sandwich bags, digital scale, and this other thing appear to be what you collected back in October 2018.
Yes, ma'am.
Ryan, this one say like a 10th state exhibit 71I, and this 70I with all the content within 70I. And 71I.
And Mr. Westmore, any objection to say 70 or 79?
Yes, absolutely not. It's relevant.
Okay. I'm going to rule admitted over your objection.
Alright. And first looking at 71I. And now look at the content within 70I. In your experience and your knowledge and experience as an officer, what's this?
A digital scale,
And what is it used for?
weighing items, and as it relates to narcotics, weighing the I'll sustain the objection. Lay alone the foundation.
In your experience as also having seen one of these skills relates to narcotics, objection.
Let's stand as the form.
Have you ever seen this?
Yes.
In your job as a police officer?
Yes.
When have you seen this in your job as a police officer?
I've seen it as in situations as like this, where you have a possible intent to distribute case. There'll be scales of various sizes depending on the quantity of weed that's seized or that's being moved to a location. That is used to weigh the amount of narcotics being distributed.
And as a police officer, when you see the marijuana, the scale, and 3 boxes of bags, what's that indicate?
That is indicative of the crime of possession with intent to distribute controlled substance narcotics.
And next, first I'm going to show you what's been marked as 72I. Some of you recognize 72I.
72I is a firearm that was seized from the Chevy Sonic on the
the day of the incident.
And what type of weapon is that? What type of weapon is that?
It's a Smith and Wesson pistol.
Also now looking at Exhibit 73I.
This exhibit is a Glock 20 10 millimeter firearm with a magazine that was seized on the day of the incident from the vehicle.
And now looking at 74I.
74I is the Phoenix arm pistol that was seized from the incident with a magazine.
And 72I, 73I, and 74I all appear to be those guns recovered from the vehicle. Your Honor, at this time, the Secretary of Defense States Exhibit 72, 73, and 74I is evidence.
Any objection, madam?
There's no objection.
All right. You'll be admitted over your objection. The court will admit 72I, 73I, 74I, and opposed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in that same measure, when you see guns, they surround with, they're not cops. What does that mean?
I stand in objection to form.
In your opinion, officer, have you seen guns with drugs in your experience?
Yes.
And as a officer, when you see guns with drugs, what does that mean?
I'm trying to hold on for a minute. I'm trying to remove some. All right, let me go and finish that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish, y'all.
Stands the foundation. Speculations all the time.
How often have you seen drugs?
Quite frequently during my time at Apex.
And as an Apex officer, when you see the drugs and the guns together, what does that mean?
Objection.
It's used as a tool to prevent possible. As a tool to possibly prevent the actual, stealing of the narcotics or the proceed earned from selling narcotics.
And now looking at for the public safety exhibit 73I. And then last one, public safety 74I.
Possession of firearm during the commission of
Huh?
Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
I say you seen the pool now.
Cool.
I'm gonna show you two exhibits. First,
I'm gonna make it in the line
right
on
now.
It's social media handler that's suspected of being Mr. Nichols.
And when did you observe this particular post?
Observed it. I'm not sure it would have been at some point that day. I believe I seen this on first.
We take that at what day?
The day of the incident.
Was it October 23rd, 2018?
Or into the 24th, because my body camera jumps into the 24th.
Okay, so at some point in time, on the day of this incident or the early morning hours the next day, you saw this post. It was in the same Instagram handle where you saw the video further than it was. And that appeared to be a particular picture you saw on that post on October 23rd or October 24th, 2018.
Yes, as well as what he would have been wearing that day.
You said what he was wearing that day?
Yes.
And is that in the same Instagram handle as you said earlier was the Instagram handle for Marvin Business?
Yes.
During this time, they would like to admit 69 items.
Any further objection, ma'am?
It's not relevant. She still didn't lay the foundation for the authentication for the photo itself. How did he saw the photo? Your Honor.
Has the photo in 69I been changed or altered in any way? No, yeah. I'll overrule your objection. I'll note your objection. Continue objection. Right, okay. Yes, and I'm going to say 69I. Maybe probably should just see it.
And that pictures that you saw either late in the evening or the 23rd or early morning for October 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if you could just read for the jury, what does it say underneath the black mark out?
Okay, so it says the name of his Instagram handle, which is in bold, and it says the name. Okay, it says the name of the Instagram handle, which is in bold, as well as smile through the
Try
pain.
to speak a little bit slower for me.
Okay. As well as smile through the pain with an exclamation mark. It says keep yourself even when you broke, exclamation mark. Hashtag bad season, hashtag slime.
Hashtag slime.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. What community was this? This occurred?
The Cleveland Avenue community.
Were you aware while you were an APS officer in gang activity within the Cleveland area?
Basis.
It's not relevant.
Foundation.
Foundation.
I'll sustain as a foundation.
As a police officer, working is over when you were gang activity is over.
Yes.
And how were you aware of gang activity within is over?
The knowledge of, investigators from the gang unit, as well as, reviewing some of the Instagram handles. I saw what I suspected to be, gang. I stated the question, the answer.
You are suspecting marijuana, suspecting drugs. What he suspected it to be is all he saw.
Probably more foundation in terms of that, though, ma'am. So I'll sustain the objection.
What type of things did you see?
At various times, you can see individuals throwing up what's been assumed as the. I'm not sure.
What was it?
Okay. As a relation to the community overall, individuals throwing up hand motions that are to this effect.
Okay. And what did you understand at that particular gang time?
I understood that to be related to what I said.
And inside the community in Cleveland, all of this is over it. Where is over it? Would you see that type of it's over it. Did you see anything else associated with why?
It was some, what's the word? associated. Basis. Hold objection this time. To be associated with YSL.
And where will you see the type of tag of slant YSL font?
Walls. Yes.
Where?
In the community, off the top of my head, think of one right now.
Was it near Cleveland Avenue? Was it near
Hold objection. Standing so
where is also?
the whole Cleveland Avenue area, it's all one street, so you have varying streets that branch off. You may see it on an apartment, building along, one of the neighboring streets off of Cleveland Avenue. That's the main, that corridor.
Thank you. Now I want to show you what's the mark of 6784I. Excuse me, if I did it, I like to say 69I is evidence. I think it's 84I. What's 84I?
Appears to be an aerial view of Cleveland Avenue, Steel Avenue, and some of the neighboring businesses and residents in the area.
And does it appear to be a very accurate depiction of that Cleveland Avenue area near Steel Avenue? And is that the area in which this incident from October of 2018 occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this kind of thing like 1066 84I is evidence. Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections with one?
Relevant.
I'll hold over your objection. Pretty much the first.
And if you can just kind of orient the jury starting from 75 and bring them over to Steel Avenue.
Okay. So to the right of the photo, you have 75, which runs the north and south.
The right or the left?
I'm sorry. To the left of the photo, you have 75 that runs north and south. You have what appears to be a neighboring street or the roadway leading on to 75. At the bottom of the screen, you have Cleveland Avenue, a nearby Chevron.
So you can actually one of two things so that jurors are there and hear you.
Okay.
Either use that same symbol earlier and point and use your air and then turn this way. I know it's gonna be kind of hard.
I got you.
And you can use that to point to where you're seeing Cleveland Avenue.
So right here, we have 7585, which runs north and south. And right here, we have Cleveland Avenue, which runs east and west along, 7585. Then we have the Steel Avenue street, and the apartments and parking lot area where the actual search and investigation took place. And then we have neighboring businesses and the actual residents of, the apartment complex.
And going straight, because of going up Steel, past 2612 Steel, what indicator is behind that's not indicated in?
Another apartment complex, but I'm not sure of the name.
Okay, but that's another apartment complex.
Yes.
Securing your reservoirs and taking the items to the property evidence. Did that include your involvement as relates to this particular case?
I believe so, yes.
I have no further questions.
Cross.
Good afternoon, Officer Ross.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Good. Okay. So, you do not know when this video, the social media post, you do not know when it was created, correct?
I do not.
All right. And you do not know who posted it, correct? You cannot say that for a
I
fact.
cannot say who posted.
Okay. And in fact, you do not know who filmed the video, correct?
I do not.
You do not. All right. And you do not know what approximate time that you saw the post, correct?
Well, in my narrative, it says 20 minutes.
No. What time you saw?
Oh.
Yes. You do not know.
No.
Okay. And you do not know what device that you were using to see this post, correct?
Nah, hang on, because you said, I don't know what time it happened. If we comparing the body camera video to when I'm saying 20 minutes of my report, it would have been roughly approximately that time.
You don't know when the video was created. You don't know if it was created and posted on the same day. You do not know.
We're not talking about that, though. We're talking about you saying how long after me seeing the video. That's what you just said.
That is not what I said at all. Let's just go back a little bit. Let's slow down. Okay. All right. Right now, I am just asking you questions about the post itself.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm not talking about your body camera. All right. Okay. So I asked you. You do not know when the video, meaning the Instagram video, when it was created. You do not know that, correct?
No.
Okay. Because you didn't make it. You don't know. All right. And you do not know who filmed the video. You weren't there. You do not know.
No.
Okay. And you do not know when the approximate time that the video was posted, correct?
No.
Okay. And you do not know where you were when you were watching this video, correct?
No.
Okay. And in fact, you do not know the device that you even used to watch this video, right?
My city cell phone.
Huh?
My city cell?
You're saying your cell phone?
Yeah, my city cell phone.
Your city cell phone? Okay. Do you remember another occasion where I asked you that question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you don't remember saying that you did not know?
I'm pretty sure I said my city cell phone
Okay.
that time as well.
All right. Don't worry. We can move on. All right. So you're watching this post, right? And you see what you believe to be a small bag of marijuana, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you see this post and you call your supervisor?
I notified him, yes.
All right. And you get the caravan together?
Yes.
All right. And you find a staging location?
Yes.
Okay. And you call, and several officers meet you at the staging location?
Yes.
All right. And you do this briefing session with your other officers to go get this marijuana?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you arrive at the apartment complex, right?
Yes.
And when you get there, Mr. Nichols, who you believe to be Mr. Nichols, he's not even in that car, the gray car anymore, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And let me ask you a question. Let me make sure that I'm clear on this. You saw another post on that same social media account from the day before or earlier that day with the same clothes on, correct?
Yes.
All right, so anyway, so you get to the apartment. Mr. Nichols is not in the white Toyota.
No. He's in the white dress.
Excuse me, he's not in the gray Sonic.
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, he's now in a different car. He's in a white Toyota, right?
Yes.
All right. And there are two other people in the white Toyota with him, correct?
Yes.
Right, the two females that we just saw.
Yes.
Okay. And there are several individuals standing outside. That's fair.
Yes.
And of these individuals standing outside, they're males, they're females, it's both, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so let me ask you, sitting on top of the gray car, okay? The gray car. You saw individuals sitting on the gray car, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you saw individuals standing beside the gray car, correct?
Yes.
None of which was Mr. Nichols.
Correct.
All right. And so you park your patrol car, right? And you get out. And you testify that you smelled marijuana in the air, right? And specifically, you said you smelled burnt marijuana in the air, correct? Okay. Now, Mr. Nichols, you approached Mr. Nichols immediately, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't have any marijuana in his hand, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't observe him smoking any marijuana, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't have a firearm in his hand or anything of that nature, right?
He did.
Okay. as a matter of fact, when you approached Mr. Nichols, you and the other individuals, you asked him about marijuana, right?
I did.
And Mr. Nichols told you he didn't have any.
He did.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Nichols said, officer, you can search it.
He did.
Okay. You asked Mr. Nichols for his name.
I did.
He provided it to you.
He did.
He gave you his real name.
He did.
It's fair to say he was cooperative.
He was.
Now, several other individuals was outside. You checked their IDs, correct?
I did.
Okay. And you put them in handcuffs.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you didn't see them committing any crimes.
No.
Okay. And it would be fair to say throughout your whole time in this apartment complex that all of these individuals, they didn't give you any trouble, did they?
No.
Pretty cooperative.
They were.
Okay. All right, so now you called for the K-9 unit, right?
Checked on the ATA, yes.
Okay. And you observed the K-9 unit patrol, walk around the area with the K-9 officer, right?
I did.
Okay. And out of all of these individuals outside and the cars outside, you didn't observe the K-9 alert anything beside that one car, right?
To my knowledge.
To your knowledge, okay. All right, so out of all of the individuals that was congregating that evening, no one else was arrested, right?
Correct.
All right, so they weren't arrested for drugs, right?
Correct.
Okay, and they weren't arrested for guns, right?
Correct.
All right, so you didn't find, crimes out there besides the one that you said that you arrested Mr. Nichols for, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, and so you based your arrest for Mr. Nichols solely on what was in the gray car, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the gray car that he was not in when you arrived?
Yes.
Okay, the gray car that you couldn't pinpoint what time that he may have been in that car, correct? You don't know, I asked you that earlier.
Correct.
Okay. All right, and Officer Ross, let me just ask you this. You're aware that the marijuana charge against Mr. Nichols was dismissed?
No.
You're not? No further questions.
Any further examination? Mr. Sharp?
Officer Ross, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How many people approximately were out there that night?
I'm not sure. Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? Officers?
No, not officers, civilians, citizens.
More than three?
More than three? Was it more than 10?
I'm not sure.
Okay. How many people were detained?
The people near the vehicle and the people inside the vehicle.
And how many people was that?
Without looking at the video, I'm not sure.
Give me an estimate.
I'm gonna guess, maybe 5 at least.
5? And how many people were put in handcuffs?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Was it multiple people that were put in handcuffs?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the total amount of marijuana seized?
17 grams.
And that's a misdemeanor amount?
Standalone? Yes.
Okay. You also testified to as an officer seeing firearms with drugs a lot.
Yes.
Okay, and your testimony was the reason for that is because the people with the drugs don't want the drugs taken.
Or the proceeds.
Or the money taken.
Yes.
So your testimony is an expert is
Yes.
or as an officer, excuse me, thank you, Your Honor, is that drug dealers have guns to avoid being robbed, correct?
It's one of the reasons.
All right, thank you.
All right, then.
All right, Henry.
They try to see he locked that boy up for nothing.
was toward the end of your direct examination, your time patrolling the area, and you said that you are familiar with that Cleveland area. Is that correct? Yes. You asked some questions about gang activity or gang whatever in that area, right? Yes. And you said that you know that there's some people who throw up gang signs. I think is what you said, right? I believe that to be a gang sign. Yes. Right. Okay. Sign you threw up while you were on the stand a little while ago was something that you said, well, that's recognized as what I know to be a YSL gang sign or something like that. Is that what you said? Yes. Okay. So let me bring this back around to this incident. You see the video on Instagram, right? Yes. You decide based on the video where someone's got what looks like some marijuana in their possession inside of a car, that you're going to go to that location and conduct an investigation, or I guess go find the weed, right? Conduct an investigation, yes. Right. You went over there with a bunch of other officers. I think your word was caravan. Yes. To go locate this weed that you saw in the car, right? To investigate the marijuana, yes. Right. And you were very interested in doing this because you even called for the canine before you went out there. Yes. Right? Make sure that as you go over to this, wherever this location is, when someone's got a little bit of marijuana or some marijuana in the car, you're fully prepared, you and the other officers, right? Yes. And there's a canine coming to make sure that when you get there, you got what you need to search or find whatever you got to find, right? Yes. You get there, and as we just discussed a little while ago, there's some folks who live in the area, some citizens, right? Who are there standing around, right? I don't know where they live at, but you know they're there, right? They're not running all over the place. They're there in locations how much free for, right? Yes. Right. And you do that is you all get out of the car and start talking to them and you're detained, right? Yes. And in fact, I think the way you described it, as you walk up, let's see, you say something to the effect of on the tape that we saw. Do me a favor, I'm going to detain y'all. You know what you say when you walk up to these folks. What you say? Detain in your word means put them in handcuffs. These citizens, right? Yes. Right. You don't want to, you have observed community crimes. These folks in their neighborhood are put in handcuffs by you because you want to detain them, you want to investigate, right? So locate the marijuana. Locate the marijuana that you saw in a car on an Instagram post that you don't know what was posted, right? Yes. Okay. And so these folks who are just standing around there in their neighborhood, right, detained, quote unquote, put in handcuffs, and you tell them, as you conduct your investigation, that you're being detained. As a matter of fact, one of them you said something to the effect of, you said, you're being detained, you're a grown man now. Let me say by his age, yeah, he was considered grown by the state. Yeah, but that's what you said to this kid who's standing around here, right? Yeah. But he was in the somebody else was talking to me. I didn't say that to him. You didn't? Somebody was talking, somebody asked me something, and I said, he's a grown man now. So when you said, when the word was said on the tape, we saw the video. You being detained, you a grown man now, that ain't you? I just said that was me. I said somebody was asking a question of him, I believe, and my response to him was, he's a grown man now. Right. And as a kid you're talking about who didn't have who had the ID that he'd gotten to get a job or something like that, right? I guess so. Have you saying that? I don't know if he was getting a job, but I guess so. You don't remember him saying that I went to this location to get this ID, you got to get it to have a job?
He locked them up for minutes.
So, as you're conducting this far-ranging investigation into this marijuana, you're talking to individuals who are there, right? Yes. Somebody says something to you, and you says you can have a seat on the ground. Remember saying that? Yes. Okay. And then you conduct the search, and you find 17 grams of marijuana is what you found, right? Yes. And you found 3 guns, right? Yes. Nichols gets arrested. Yes. And that is the extent of it, right? Yes. At no point while you're conducting this investigation, while you're on the scene, is there anyone out there throwing up gang signs, right? Correct. Right. Ain't nobody out there while you're conducting this investigation that you're here talking about, that you're here testifying about in this RICO racketeering gang case, throwing up gang signs saying, I'm selling some marijuana because I'm lying to sell it. You know that, right? I sustain the objection. No gang signs.
Uh-oh. They got him.
You're familiar as a veteran police officer and a sergeant, the responsibilities that you have with documenting and reporting as a responding officer, collecting gang-related information when you go to these scenes, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't document that as any gang signs, any paraphernalia, any language about any gang signs that particular night, correct?
That night, no.
Okay, nothing further. Anybody else?
All right now.
Hey, we ready?
How long did it go?
11 years.
How long did it take?
3.
As an officer with APD, unit, when you're conducting an investigation outside, in front of you, is it time that people go their gang sign while you in the midst of the investigation?
No, not when they get in the tank. No, yeah.
Not when they're being detained, all right? Okay. And when we talk about the marijuana, were there weapons found as well?
Yes.
Why do you detain individuals when you first want them?
In this sense, I didn't know who actually, had the marijuana. We were there to conduct the actual investigation. Had several individuals in a separate car that was nearby the car in question, and I had individuals sitting on and standing, immediately behind that vehicle as well. So, as well as they've been saying, the door could be closed. Somebody could be trying to move whatever we suspect of being in that car. So I found it safe to detain anybody with immediate presence from that vehicle.
And were there other, matter of fact, in the videos, was there a woman in the driver's seat?
The white, yes.
And from the video, did you put her in handcuffs?
Yes.
Was she in handcuffs from the video, the driver?
Oh, the driver, I'm not sure about her.
Okay. Was the passenger, was she first?
Yes.
Now, there has been some conversation about time. The video, again, where was it posted?
It was posted on Instagram on that page, Bitches Clay.
Okay. And I think earlier said it was posted on the Instagram stories.
Yes.
And again, how long are the Instagram stories last?
24 hours.
All right. And I believe you testified earlier that you got to work somewhere between 2 and 3 o'clock p.m. that day?
Between 2 and 4, yes.
2 and 4, excuse me. And would you have seen the video after you got to work?
Yes.
I've seen the questions before.
What time would you have seen it? Approximately around what time would you have seen the video?
After I got to work.
Okay. So sometime after 2, 4, maybe after 4, depending on what time.
Yes.
All right.
If I can continue, I believe it would be closer because my immediate action after seeing that video was to start gathering resources to go further investigate.
And in that Instagram video, were you able to see that white Solera?
What I believe to be the white Solera, yes.
And when you spoke with the owner of the white Solera, how long did she tell you she had been out there?
I believe it was 30 minutes.
So at best, from the time you saw the video, about how long was from the video when you saw it to when you got out there?
She said how long, so I overruled the objection.
If I said I saw the video, it took me 20 minutes to gather resources. I believe at that stage of location, we drove across the street. That took minutes. So I would say well within that time frame that she's saying they had just got out there.
So this isn't as if, do you know, the video was posted months prior to this?
Not on the story, it went there.
And again, once you arrived and you saw Mr. Nickle, where was he?
He was in.
Yeah, let's just say that.
And lastly, do you see Mr. Nickle in the courtroom today?
I do.
If you can identify him by article clothing that he
Individual back in the, towards the back wearing a gray suit. It looks like a black turtleneck with some type of hair around his neck.
I think that's like a reflect that Sergeant Ross has identify Mr. Nichols?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as an apex officer, are you responsible for charging gang activity?
No.
Okay. Who would the responsibility fall upon?
Normally it's a gang investigator or somebody assigned to the gang unit that has a very broad basis of knowledge around the topic.
Okay, no further questions.
Any further recross?
Officer Ross, the state just asked you about the firearms in the vehicle, right? You remember that?
Yes.
All right, so you're aware that you charged, and I think you went over this a little bit in your direct, Mr. Nichols with 1, 2, 3 possession of firearms during commission of a felony, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you're aware that they were no plus, dismissed.
Hello?
I wasn't aware, but okay.
Okay. All right, and you said that it was 3 guns, right?
Hello?
Okay, and you're aware that the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, that 2 of those counts, you're aware they were dismissed?
No.
You're not? Okay. All right, now, you charged Mr. Nichols, right? You filled out the arrest warrants. And you did not arrest Mr. Nichols for any gang charge, correct?
Correct.
All right.
And I had them on the phone. I had them on the phone for you. Oh, okay.
Earlier,
Okay.
you asked a question that you answered about the term 12. Remember that?
Yes.
You said that 12 refers to police, right?
Yes.
You said that 12 normally is people yell out 12.
Yeah, because it seemed like you
Yes.
called from a different
Would it
number.
surprise you? I mean, would you be surprised that the people
It
in
doesn't
the community
matter.
might yell out 12 and the experience that they have is police coming in and folks who haven't done anything is just throwing in handcuffs and detaining.
Because I was going to give you the
observing
front
any
desk
crime.
number
You think
because
people
they
might
didn't want.
be concerned about the police and might want to warn
They
about the
didn't want
police
that.
when they see that kind of stuff over and over again?
One.
Are you referring to this incident?
Sure. Well, this is any other incident where something like this
Oh, okay.
happens.
Well, I'm not sure about any other incident, but as it refers to this incident, I believe that was justification for detaining people, so I'm not sure what they will say.
Justification for putting folks in cuffs even if they haven't done anything.
I sustain the objection.
Yeah. Y'all, so when you just talk about this a while ago, detaining folks to make sure you can conduct the investigation, put them in cuffs, do something the same place.
I said, do they? Mr. Adams, please don't do that. That's improper commentary. No, it's improper commentary. I'm sustaining the objection.
Okay, objection, understand. That's all I've got.
All right. Yes, Mr. Matthews.
Sergeant Ross, on that messenger tonight, did you all photograph any building or any area that had any lights over in that apartment complex?
That I know.
Nothing further.
Anybody else? All right. Anything else from the scene?
One question.
We'll see.
Control of how the DA's office disposed of cases. And on that Instagram post of him in the single picture was the word slime on his Instagram post.
It was.
It was that within the time frame of this video.
It was.
And your understanding is slime, one of those gang graffiti that you would see on the wall. See some graffiti you would see on the wall.
I sustain as the leading.
Have you seen that word slime as graffiti?
Yes. Anything further?
Forward Sergeant Ross has required for SOT any of the information to any gang-related investigator.
Forwarded? I'm not sure, but I believe I made him aware of it.
Is it documented anywhere in the report that you completed as a requirement as officer?
In the narrative, no. I don't believe so. Anything further? Anybody? May I excuse Officer Ross, permanent or temporary? All right. Officer Ross, thank you for your patience with us. I'm going to permanently reasonably excuse the witness. Please don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the hour is about 5:20. How about we recess for the evening? You disappointed? You all look disappointed. All right, okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a natural stopping point, so let's go ahead and just recess for the evening. Let me go ahead and make a couple of comments to you at this point in time. First, we'll start with the nightly ad nauseam admonitions that you all have grown to love. Now that you've heard several witnesses and you considered some of the matter, is it appropriate for you to walk and talk about this case you're going out? Is it appropriate for you to tell your friends, neighbors, and loved ones tonight about all the things that you come to court? All right. And you're going to post otherwise on any social media platform or phone a friend and tell them all the things that you learned thus far? All right. Okay, I think you understand that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, along with, just to reiterate as well, if anybody, third party or otherwise, tries to comment or reach out to you, I need to know about that immediately, okay? But nobody's supposed to be reaching out to you. Nobody's supposed to talk about this case to you. Nobody's supposed to discuss this case in your presence and hearing anywhere. So if somebody does so, I need to know about it, okay? I mean, somebody reaches out to you by email or text message.
Okay.
Or other device.
They about to dismiss for this evening. Hold on, y'all. Well, I thought, hold on.
Have your persons tested the cocaine in Act 100?
Is that it? All right. Is there anything else that we need to cover? So.
Okay. What happened? What happened today was I'm gonna give you a summary of what happened, what you watched today. I'm gonna give you a summary of it. Hold on for a second. Let me remove this. Hold on, y'all. Let me stop this. Remove. Okay, let me stop this right quick. I'm gonna give y'all the summary, what went on today. What you just saw today, the jury reviewed the body camera footage from an accident involving co-defendant Comarius Nicholas. Y'all saw him. Y'all saw the video. But it appears Young Thug, well, man, they talking about Young Thug outfit. Lord have mercy. Leave that boy alone. So that's what y'all looked at. They was going over, what they were doing was each attorney was going over the footage where the officer came into the apartment and let them out, were telling Condarius Let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Yeah, Quamarvius. Quamarvius. Um, he didn't have nothing in the car. Well, in other words, we don't understand how he got locked up because they can't say he had that. They really can't say he had that the drugs and one of them but a little bit in there, but he can't say that he had it. Anybody could have been in there so many times, so everybody was smoking. But I think he gonna get off. I think he gonna be okay. Now, Young Thug not even in it. So let me see what else they talk about. The state called a handful of current and former Atlanta police officer to the stand today, including a former APD investigator who pulled over Nichols and co-defendant Shannon. That's what they talked about that on the stand today. Remember, I said earlier part of my presentation, I said that oh wow, they had a baby in the car with them. So it was the dude, Nichols, and his girlfriend, I guess, and a lady. I'm just gonna say a lady and her baby in the car. They both detained. That don't mean locked up, but over Nichols and Shannon. None of their faces was shown on the camera per the judge order. See, this is what I was talking about with the camera. I like, we know this earlier part of the day when I did a live, I was talking about the camera. I like how now they making me feel better now. I was talking to Shirley about the camera. Now we know that they're not going to show us the people's face because they didn't show us those people's face who was in that car. They're not showing faces. That's good. So it's okay to have the camera. Okay, none of their faces were shown as per the judge. Okay. Someone said they noticed a strong odor. Oh yeah, the police said he noticed when he first walked up when y'all saw the body camera. The officer walked up, and the first thing he said, he said he noticed a strong odor of marijuana. I call it marijuana. I know it's marijuana, but I call it marijuana. He said I noticed a strong odor of marijuana while walking to the vehicle. The former investigator said he went on to testify that he and his partner recovered drugs and a gun from the vehicle that night. Okay. Prosecutor hope that linked those charges to the a larger criminal enterprise. Young Thug is accused of overseeing. Also, they talked about well, I don't want to get into day 4 of the trial because we're not on 4 anymore. We're on 5. That's pretty much happened in that's pretty much summer up what happened in day 5 today. What we just went over. So far, y'all, those young men has been conducting themselves pretty good in the court. Now, this dude, Quamarvius Nichols, he might get off on this little stuff. I don't even understand what's going on with this one. I really don't, and I'm trying to still understand why is he locked up. Okay, but that's all. And I appreciate y'all watching, and put your comments about the trial, what we just saw for day 5, uh, into the chat. And what we'll do is tomorrow we'll speak on day 6, and then after day 6, our summary I will summarize what happened in day 6 on the presentation for the day. All right. I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.